Right, mamukase. Mukutanga chatanga nekunamata. Ngati kotamsewo pedzedu tinamata. Mwari Baba uri musoro kudenga, toda kutendai panguva dzino dzamatiunganidza. Toda kutendai nekuti mafamba nesu kubva kunzvimbo dzakasiyana siyana. Toda kutendai neutano neupenyu. Apa tauya kuzodzidza inguva yemunhu Yesu Mwari Baba. May we be patient with each other and may we respect each other and may we show love to each other as we learn. Chititungamirai muzuva ranhasi zvese zvifambe zvakanaka nemugwara. Toda kutendai Mwari Baba nekuti munogara nekusingaperi. Amen. Alright, maita basa nekuuya. Tino vamwe vachiri kuuya vari munzira. But for the sake of time, takati 9. So for the sake of time, oh, sorry, he's just reminding me to speak in English because of the other people who are watching from outside the country. So we'll try our best to speak in English at all times. But however, for some who might have a challenge speaking in English when asking questions, I'm happy to translate your Shona questions to English for our international friends who are outside the country. I'll start off with introductions. Next to me is Dr. Wemambo. She's coming from the Goromonzi and Harare vet offices. She's a doctor, a vet officer for Harare and Goromonzi district. I am Mr. Mufunde, one of the directors for this project. We do it here in Chegutu. And we're doing it in Headlands, but we have since stopped. So for now, it's mainly here and Chegutu, Southwood. On the far end is Mr. Mfunde. Mr. Mfunde is also one of the directors. He works full-time. Just to show you, it works also if you work full-time. He works full-time for the World Bank, but he still finds time to do this as well. He's also part of the project. Then at the back, we have Mr. Birioti. I'm sure most of you know him from his videos. We work closely with him as well, and he's also recording. So you also get this recording after, so that if you want to rewatch it, you can always rewatch it at any time. If you miss some things, if you want to take notes or if you miss some points, you can always replay the video. Feli? Yeah, we've got Felix. Felix is one of the guys we work with, but you will see him when you do demonstrations later on. So for the sake of time, we'll give this chance to Dr. Wamambo to start. Thank you.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I am Dr. Wamambo. I work for the government. I'm a government veterinary officer for Harare and Goromonzi. So as a vet, I'm just here to talk about diseases. It's what I do. So I just want to identify farmers who already have cattle or livestock. You can show by raise of hands. Oh. All right. So those who have raised their hands, I'm sure you have encountered diseases before, and they are not a good thing in production, right? They are counterproductive. Yeah, so diseases, you lose livestock and ultimately you lose your capital. So I'm here to talk about diseases. The best approach to diseases is prevention. You don't want to call me when things go wrong. So I'm here mainly to tell you about prevention of these diseases. I'm also going to talk to you about how you can identify our most popular diseases, right? So the key thing is prevention. So I'm going to talk about vaccinations first, right? Firstly, we have the 3-in-1 vaccine, which is the anthrax, the botulism, and blackleg. Any of us who have encountered those before, you can show by raise of hands. Botulism, anthrax, or blackleg. Right. You see that they're actually popular. you can tell that this disease is actually in Zimbabwe, right? It's actually popular. Now, these 3 diseases, they normally end in death. Normally. Kana zvaitika, it's most likely, if there's no intervention, it's likely to end in death, right? So for blackleg, vakamboiona, or those who have encountered blackleg, these 3 are Clostridium bacteria at no animal environment, mainly due to pasture. But I'm sure they are going to talk to you about pasture management and stuff like that. But these things we mostly find in feeds. And so we can't really avoid them or completely control our pastures. So the most important thing to do is vaccinating.
Yeah. So for most of our clients who are out of the country, so maybe I'll try use a bit of English, because it's on my case. It's just saying there are more than 20 people who paid, and they don't understand what we are saying. They are continuously complaining.
Sorry about that.
So the best I'll tell you to, it just depends with the money you have. But you guys are on ground. Unlike some people in the UK, they don't have time to be there when it's being made. So you can go buy. We buy from Red Den. Red Den all along was in Borodo Road, Lomboshawa Road. But now they've moved there in Mount Abden. But however, there are other suppliers. But challenges, you might just buy in the street, but it might not move. Because every day we move it from one point to another. Because mugo now to know it, it's young. They've watery and mutongo to manyoka, right? Saka kuti dzirambe dziri papa with the bacteria we face, and we have to move them daily. So challenge, you might buy cheap, but this might not be able to move. You know how some of our people are, their workmanship is not good. That's why we try to take from those people who do them. If you find a order, they might not be able to give you the same thing. So that's the challenge. So be careful on that one.
Like a space of moving, you need like space yakakura.
This is the only space, I don't know. This is the only space we're using. I would say this is what, 75 by 75? I don't know. But this is the only space we use for this. Yeah, so it's less than a hectare. That's why we are using for this.
And I've seen people struggling with this. To go to Mbari, ask the ones where they use glucose or these chemicals like glucose and everything. When this is about $25, and for $2, somebody will cut it for you. I've seen this going for, when somebody welds the legs and everything, I've seen this going for more than $100. But you can just have this cut, get your Simbis, bring somebody to where these are made, and then you make your own. You see, the one thing is, let's look at the best things, and let's be innovative. Wherever possible, let's be innovative. Instead of buying this for 180, this can cost you less than 20 drum, which gives you 2.
It's $25.
$25. And then the maybe 2 rows of the bars, $10, and then the welder. Then you're done.
Yeah. So, but we'll share the contact. We do it in-house. So we'll share the contact of. It's a relative of ours. He just comes one day. He does all this, and he can travel wherever. Even if you say I want him to do it at my farm, and it's very affordable. So what I'll do is I'll share the contact of someone who does those. I'll also try to share you the contact of where you can, in location where you can buy the drums. For some of our drums, sometimes we buy in Mbari, it's cheaper. But sometimes you can buy it maybe at Cliff Dust or maybe near you. But the challenge you have at your farm, someone goes to buy in Mbari, then puts a markup in your raw area, then it becomes more expensive. So you'd rather just buy.
For the sake of the farmers that are here, I know somewhere where you can get the drums for $15.
You see now, you see, $15.
But you go to mine, for tenga drum, Rema chemicals are dangerous.
Yeah, that's just
chemicals like some from Mwazako Zezinova.
Oh, but sorry. It's a slab. There's a slab. There's a mouse, and it's got to move like this. Then the potential visa karama, your watch visa, and there's just a mouse as Shande.
It's an experience. And we haven't tried it. But we are happy with this.
But also, it's so here, like I said, we rent. This is not our land. And I'm being honest, we are in both places. Some of you have land, some of you don't have land. So if I do that, now that's permanent for me. It becomes a challenge. So for us, because we rent. Yeah, so if you are going to be renting 3 hectares, you might not, and maybe you are not certain how long you are there for, you can use this. That's just the
So
thing.
if it is my property, then I think
But from the but I'll be honest with you, all the dairy farms I've gone, they are not doing that. They use this. If you see on some of my pictures, I'll send now that we've got a group, I'll post. If you go to next to Calves where we buy them, they have 10 of these lined up, but it's their land. I'm sure they would have built. Had they been the case. So I think mobility is very, very, because okay, let's say you want to clean it. Where do you put them?
in the field.
Yeah, but this one at this stage now they are not supposed to be in the field, because right now we get them between 1 to 12 weeks. So between 1 to 12 weeks they stay in this thing, because we haven't weaned them off yet.
Maybe he's trying to borrow the idea from broiler rearing, maybe where you put litter there and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at that point.
More
And look at that point. You see.
because right now I can tell them move it right now and today. But you, what are you going to do now?
And then when you are not
You
there,
don't have- yeah.
I'm assured when I'm not there, if they move it,
You can
if
they can
there's
see
no
from a
water
picture.
to clean
But they're not gonna
and,
search someone can
and
change.
so for me, I know my guys, they will move it. But taking off this with the shovel or anything and everything. So the moment you move this, normally we water this whole place, and also with the sun, we are sure that this goes down and it becomes cleaner.
And also grass, maybe you've got plenty of grass, but then it can become a cost driver for you. Now if you don't have consistent grass, because every day now you need to put grass, it becomes more laborious to you. It becomes a bit tricky. But however, that's a very good point. We'll find out what others are doing. Maybe one want to use a slab, I don't know. Maybe we have to find out. But I haven't seen that yet. From us, we are also learning. This is a project we started, I would say,
I saw the same thing with someone who's doing dairy
Cows.
yeah.
in Tari.
Yeah.
The slab thing.
So see, that's a very good. It's just a matter of researching and seeing how best you can do it. But I don't see it as a problem. But I'm not a slab. But I'm not pipe maybe. But as a square, it might be tricky. It might be costly. But for us, for those who want to learn, this is how we are doing it. This is how we are. It's it's part of the investment, and they don't stay in this thing forever. We said it's still winning off. We'll talk about it there. But it's just 11, 12 weeks. Then you move them from this to the next
And look at the ones
pen.
up there. We are going there now. We've weaned them. We are no longer keeping them in.
In the
And we are about to wean those ones. We are no longer giving them milk. So we are also taking them out.
So how big should the mass system be, and for how many cows?
This is supposed to be 10. If you put 12, yeah, it will be squashy. Normally it's 10. And also the milk bar we use has got 10 teats. So that's how you'll see when they put milk.
Look, we'll show you
I think they are preparing the milk now.
Okay. And secondly, you see these ones are not the same size. So at the supplier, when you go to the supplier to buy, cows give birth at different times. They don't give birth at the same day or same week. So you see, sometimes you might be like, they might tell you, we own the ones we have there. Some we've had them for 7 weeks. Some we've had them for 4 weeks. So sometimes you might get a mixture. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So that means you've got different times of winning them off. So when we talk about costing, it's something you need to take into mind. You're not going to go there and find all of them at the same stage. They are different ages.
Let's go this way, guys.
All right, so go.
My mobile.
All right, so let's go this way.
The fly thing, where do you get this from?
I will tell you as well. I'll tell you even the cost. I'll tell you. But just sorry, but to ipa 2 liters max. 2 liters max. But kana dzaku da unorumurwa daizo tokata tongodzi paka 1.
This is
but just taura tinyo.
I've already sold calves from this housing. This is our second year with these things, and you'll find that there are various
sizes,
sizes
and weights.
Kelvin, can you open that one? Can you open? People can walk in.
Yeah.
And what we have done is after the almost 3 months from that process up to that end, we take them into the normal grazing until we want to even the dehorning, we do it here. but you'll be surprised. Some of them I discovered, oh, we had missed something. So I've left them like that. And my experience from this, castrating, initially what I was in my mind was I was going to make as much bulls, taking them from different farmers, and then sell them as bulls to people. So that those who want milk-based bulls, they would get them from me. But I've discovered that, each year as things are going, things change. Now people are more on the dairy cows, they are more on the artificial insemination, where they get sexed general, sexed or pedigree. So at the end of the day, the idea of having these bulls and then making them, so now I'm doing them for beef and for anyone who wants them. And I've discovered if I castrate, the growth, if
slow.
it's for beef, the
Very
growth
slow.
is slow.
Very slow.
If I castrate them, the growth is shorter. So one thing is, the next lot, I'm just leaving there as it is. Some people have said beef from dairy calves will be yellow. It's slippery. What do you call it? Kuchedza or kutedza. This is proper meat, and we are supplying our school. This is proper meat, and we are supplying our school.
All right, so thank you for that. So you see in there are different types because we buy from different dairy farms. So some dairy farmers, there are different types of dairy bulls. Some want Friesland. There's what we call Friesland. Friesland is a good bull because it's a good dairy farm. It gives you 45 liters a day. So you see in there are different mixtures. We've got Friesland. It depends where you are buying from. So we've got Friesland. Friesland is usually black. Then with Friesland, all of them are from Europe. So your Netherlands and Sweden. Then you've got what we call Asha. Then you've got what we call Red Den. Red Den is a local. Because the Friesland, they say, you see the black and white, it gives a lot of milk. But it's always getting sick because of the environment. It's a European bull or type dairy cow. So people now they've done a mixture of T-Rex, is a mixture of a Netherlands dairy cow and our Thule. So farmers will sell you different types. But for us, it doesn't matter. We take any because we are not focusing on milk. So we just take all the types of dairy bulls.
The red one?
The red one is the red. It's the red. We call it a T-Rex. It's a cross of a Red Den and our local cows. Then we also have Asha. Asha is light brownish. Then we also have an Asha in there.
And this one is Thule.
That one is a Thule. This one, it's a mixture of a Thule. This one.
That's the one I was asking.
Oh, that's the one. Oh, that's a mixture of a Thule and a Red Den. Yeah, that's a mixture of a Thule and a Red Den. That's what now farmers, mostly farmers, that's what will do dairy farming. They do that one. Yeah, it's very environment. With the environment, it's the best. That's what they say.
And then the Sundu one, the black and red one.
Which one?
That one. That's
that one.
that's a Red Den. That's a Red Den. That's a Red Den. Red Den, Keflos uses Red Den for their dairy. That's their main
So if you
cow.
look at it, this one is a bull. We didn't castrate it. And if you compare it with some of them, the one I was talking about is the same as the youngest age. But look at the skin and everything is well done.
Yeah. So what we do for us, some of them, so we've got two options. Most of our cows have gone through CC cells. Because of our consumption, for the school is less. So we take to CC cells for auction. That's where, because we want to sell them at once. So it depends. You might want to sell, if you've got a butchery, then good for you. But for us, it's a challenge where we have someone coming to buy one, then I have to get a vet process and a police officer for that one. Because remember, those things expire. If you get a vet clearance, it's not going to use it for a year. It's only for is it 7 days? 7 to 14 days, I think. So for us, we just take them to CC cells. You take them on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Then they sell on Wednesday. So they are supposed to check in Tuesday by 4 p.m. So if you ever want to go buy cows at CC auction, Mount Abden, you can go a day before, or you can go in the morning with your vet to see. So most of the people, our biggest client is Mtangadura. He's the one who takes most of them. So now we just go direct to him. Because remember, CC sales takes about 4-5% of your sales. So we started going there, building relationship. But for us, the plan is a butchery. Because these will be very tender. Remember, we sold them at 12 to 14 months. So the meat is very tender. So like I was saying, the plan is to now do a butchery, do our own beef production, our own sausage making and meat sales. That's ideally the plan for us. Because we figured out, we sell, Mtangadura says he buys us, the biggest, the last one on average buying between 1,000 to 1.2. He makes about 1.8. And on an average days, he sells 4 to 8 mombes. So you see, he's taking most of the money, and you've done the taking care of the cow. You know what I mean? Because he's got his own abattoirs and butcheries along Rua Road. So that's the ideal. So if you are doing into this business, you need to know your end goal. Are you going to take to CC sales, or you are doing it to pay your fees, your kids' fees, or you want to introduce to your normal head of cattle? That's something we can always discuss, or you will share there what your plans are and what our plans are. So this is the final stage for us. We didn't go through second because we want them to go grazing. Okay.
I want to ask, when you sell to Mtangadura, do you sell as live weight?
We always sell live weight. The only slaughter we do here is for our own consumption for the school.
Okay. So
but
what about the average weight for?
So when you take to CC sales, what they need is the police clearance and the vet.
They have to brand.
That lady comes to us, looks at it and brands. Okay. Then we take but they also do a second vet process there because they want to make their clients happy. So they also check using their own vet. Then it's put on a scale on the day of auction. When you go there, you just leave it. It sleeps there. Then on the day of open, it comes. Then it goes. Then it's weighed. Then people then start bidding. Yeah. So on average, we're getting $75, $80 a kg live weight. Yeah. So now what we've learned is when we take them there, we take them with food. So because they sleep there.
Okay.
Yeah, you drop them, then you come next day to whether you want to watch the auction or you just come get your money. Then you can tell them for this one's minimum I want is this much. But for us, we've never returned with cows, have we? We've never. The prices are good for us.
And I think the best thing is go there first and see what happens.
Yes.
Don't go with your cattle and say, no, it's my best. Just go there, see what happens. Even now, this last week, they were, it depends on...
Yeah, this last week I wouldn't have gone. The prices sometimes are low. So it's seasonal. So ideally you want to be selling end of year. Okay. Because consumption nationally, national-wide is high. But there are other ways. There are people who are making money making sausages. So now you just have to find ways where you want to make your money. For us, we're being lazy, taken to CC sales. But I think it's high time because all those abattoirs who are doing this, they are doing it for their own production. On a kefalos, then they sell the meat on a koala. They make more money by selling the meat directly.
So for these ones, are you doing your own grass or are you growing grass?
So for us, for now, here we've got about what I would say. How many hectares would you say? 25. We would say 25 hectares. But if you look that side, we've overgrazed the grass. So now we have introduced. We are just using that land we water on grass. I think there's some in the group where you're seeing when people are saying you can use this grass. You can. Did you see the message? Did you see the charts? We'll share in the video. You can just put your own grass. Yeah, you can just put your own grass. It depends how much space you have. But they don't need a lot. Red Den, what they do, they don't have much space, but they've got 100 cattle. What they do is there's this electric sort of fence that you can move. You have points. That corner, that corner, that corner, that corner. Where you say these days they're going to graze on this 1 hectare. Then you know this week I'm watering this side. This once they feed on this. Then you can introduce that. But for us, we have now started all that way to take you a walk there. We have now started to water. But because we've got plenty of water from that dam. But that would depend on the source of water.
And also now, because we're not fattening, we slightly supplement them with a bit of masses
from we can buy them at Chibuku or national breweries.
It's coming with
national breweries.
Whilst we are thinking, are we going to fatten them or what? Like now, these ones are just pushing them. We are trying to see what. Because there are lots of cattle in the market. People are just buying, so there's no advantage selling now. So we'll keep them relatively okay, and
Yeah.
as we go towards, we'll start beefing them up and putting them on the market.
Why the prices are low right now? Because most farmers don't have the drought, so they don't have pastures. So someone even bought a kg for $1, because now everyone, even in raw areas, akutorina. So it just depends. That's why I'm saying now you have to. For us last year it was good. We made money because there was enough pastures. But now for this year you have to think: do you want to just let them graze so that when you sell them, you make your good money, or you want to introduce them to pen fattening, or you would rather do a butchery on your own? Because you don't need a physical butchery. We can just, like for us, we know each other, we've got a network. I can say I've killed 2 cows. Yeah. Actually, I need 10 kgs for my house. I need 20. Like how people sell broilers in where you stay. You can do the same for cows. Then you make your money. You can just say $4.50 a kg. Then people come buy from your house, from your fridge. Like we need to implement this the same way people sell broilers. Because then that's where you make your money and it comes directly to you instead of putting a middleman in between. White people have butcheries. They've got the infrastructure to start to all the way to sell. You never see white people bringing them to abattoir because they've got the whole value chain.
Season sales, which days of the month?
It's every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday?
Every week, every Wednesday, every week. Okay. Every week. And sometimes they also, just not around, sometimes they travel. You follow their Facebook page. Sometimes they say, but still, the other one always continue. But sometimes they can come to your different provinces. And they are the biggest auction when it comes to livestock. They only focus on livestock.
Yeah, but remember, I think they said in Zig.
No. Yeah, maybe before. Oh.
They were paying us in
RTGS.
Oh yeah, baby back then. But for now, for us, it's been. I think it's also be important just to find out before you go if that's the case. Because it's your cow. You've got the option of saying no or yes. But for us, it's just been US dollars. But now because of the Zig, you never know. So yeah, it's very important to note that down.
And also, guys, so I got this. You know, when you want to vaccinate out there, you have to tie it up, put some on by Jackson. And I've made this symbol thing here.
Yeah, you can come see.
We've made this symbol thing. At the farm, we've got a proper thing. But like I'm saying, I've got this thing here, where each time we load about 10. And then if you see where the joint, we lock them up.
Felix, maybe demonstrate, huh? Come, we attend. We're not going to demonstrate, maybe.
But you're not going to inject anything today.
Yeah, no, just to show them, maybe so that they have an idea of what we are saying.
You'll find that at the village.
Babi,
you are in Harare. You say, guys, vaccinate Mombe. And each Mombe, they have to, one head on it's a passing. And if it breaks the leg, it's a loss. Yeah. So let's find ways. This is my way of doing it. This is my way of doing it. We load this, even when you spray, we load this, and then we do it.
Toro sprays. I know the nip snake. Here we go. Here you are. Yeah, sharp. Thanks.
You'll be in trouble. Nothing will happen. So this is how I'm doing it. Although they'll be fighting with them. Where is your friend? They'll fight him. Is I show?
Those are two.
But this is very good.
Yeah, for the other one you've put.
Oh, the one to
So generally it's a docile animal. Like,
yeah.
Come.
Apakawanda wanu na.
Hey, wait. Move.
Taloka, yeah.
All right. Saka, fana ponda taura. Yes, neji is. Zaifana kuchipishwa nasi. Mkato titata zine timatiti. Can somebody hold this for me? If you are spraying, what we are saying is, this is the one area where you find where you find ticks in. So what we normally do is either we open this and put tick grease, or else we have this the one which you don't mix, the one which you use for putting on the cell. We just drop a bit there, and then we pour on. Yes. So before we spray, we make sure that we've done that, and we've put tick grease in the ears properly, and then we start spraying. So these were supposed to go in. I think we sprayed them on Wednesday. They're supposed to go in this morning, early this morning. So you'll find that this type, the big ones, this type, they're the most dangerous ones. These are slightly better.
What's up next?
Don't
worry, don't spray.
The black ones with the black legs, or the red ones, the small red ones which stick in the ears. If you see those ones, those are the most dangerous.
Okay.
But all ticks are dangerous because it's taking the blood when it sucks in and it leaves the disease in there. But even if you go on internet, the worst part is the brown, the small brown, and the brown one with white legs and everything. Those flat ones are the most dangerous as opposed to this. Yes.
So we've got 2 seconds. So we've got two. Now we've got an option of using a manual one, but there's an automatic one now, which you charge. You just charge. Yeah, you just charge it. That one is more efficient because sometimes it then gets tired. But it costs 50 after. But I don't know 50. I got it for $54. But it's because we've got a discounted electro. So I'm not sure of the actual price. But because of we got it at $53. The automated one. That one is more efficient because this one sometimes it gets tired from doing this. Imagine if you've got 20 and you're not there. But this is how we do it here.
And you ask me, how do you know
but it's okay.
Normally, when you are doing a training or trying things after a while, we take the tips, we make a preparation there.
So it's just that it didn't put a barricade, otherwise you don't be moving back. Because we just put a barricade which stops it from moving. But it's just for demonstration. So once you lock it from here, because you put it here, it can't move back. So it's.
And then when you prepare the chemical, put it in a lid, take 4 or 5 ticks, throw them in there. It depends on if it takes you about 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes to die, it's effective. So that's another way of testing the concentration of your dilution. Yes.
So I wanted to ask concerning the breeze that you have here.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us probably would want to do pen fattening or even open a butchery in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Which breed specifically has good meat when it comes to these breeds that you have?
That's a very good question. I think in terms of meat, it's the end product, how you feed it, how you give it the feed. Otherwise, like I was saying, that some people who used to say, "Oh, dairy calves, the milk is not good, the meat is not good." We have tried it; it's just as good as anything else. So ours, we graze them, and we only change for the 60 or 90 days when you want to just pen fatten it, just to make sure that it shapes up. But otherwise, everything else will be in place, clean and everything. Then we just shape it up. Because remember, when you take it to electrocells, there are two things. How it looks, the shape, and the weight. You can't do anything. If it looks fluffy and everything, it will be downgraded. So it's how the skin looks and everything, and the weight. So the better one is fully grown. I think the ones we have taken in after we've done a thorough thing, we're getting about 1,002. And there are people who call us, "What are you bringing in?" Because we try and do the best out of it.
Yeah. However, where you're coming from, they've got different frames, like any other cow. Beefmaster and Borana, they've got different frames. It also applies to them because they're from different countries. Like I said, we've got what we call Friesland, we've got what we call Red Den. But for us, we have always, when you go Red, I think Red Den bulks up more.
Yeah.
Compared to the it bulks up more quickly. compared to the other ones. But however, you get your money from the cages. Even if you go with one which is what you still just get your money from one. The money is from the weight, and also if people, you can see this one was being pen fattened, this one wasn't, by just how it fills up. So those are the secrets. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we can go to the next.
Please take us through your tagging system.
Our?
The tagging system.
Okay. So for us, we've got because we are partners. Some of ours in Chegutu. He's got his, I've got mine. So when you buy them, it depends if you're doing them alone. The tags, they are very cheap. These days you don't have to put a pen. If you go to town, they can even just put a name, your name on it, your cell phone number, and if you want to put a date, rather than using a pen or a marker, which might fade off. They are very cheap. So what we do is, for some of ours, his sometimes are branded, mine are branded differently. And because you want to know when you introduce them. So sometimes you might not want to write on the tag, you can do a record keeping in your book to say this is when I bought them. So for us, when we buy them, some we tag, some we don't. It just depends with what we want. Do we want to keep them for the long run, or we want to, for me, I want to pay some expense next year, so maybe I'll sell them because I want to buy a car. Let me keep 10, so that when I sell for 10,000. So for me, I may not have pressure of tagging them. But it's important to tag them, especially if you're in the raw areas, because I think it's not as sick and everything. But for us, we don't, all our neighbors don't have cows. So for us, it's just a separation of Zababa and the Zipi, Zangu and the Zipi. Because we sync, some of our business sync together. Yeah.
But it's easy. All I would say is when you are tagging, if you look at the ear, just go right almost at the center of the ear, because they tend to come off. You see as it is. You see where it is. It's one, the label has to be inside the ear, and then you see where it is, almost central one. So this one will not tear off. We've had situations.
Kudarata is apana pap. Kano zongodona.
Kano tear off. So they sell you both these and the gun. The gun.
It's very cheap.
Yeah.
The gun is less than $20.
Yeah.
Those ones, they cost $20 per 100.
And it just once off.
No, they've changed now. These big ones.
$20 per 100.
Yeah,
so they're not expensive. Yeah. For the tags, the gun is once off. You don't buy it every time. Yeah. So you keep it for years. Then you just, Where do you buy yours? Maybe you'll share with us. No, man. Yeah, that's where we buy also.
Remember, anything that works with GPS.
Yeah, everything.
It's electronically designed. These are plain. You have to ask. These are plain, the ones we are using. So here we normally we don't. We are just putting some of these tags that are there. They came with these tags as babies. We haven't tagged anything here. We are tagging everything at the farm. Here, anything you see the tag, they came with the tags on them, and because they are not mixing with anybody, and they don't leave our boundary. Yes.
Yeah.
So where do you buy this?
There is a guy in town.
Nelson Mandela. We'll share the contact. We'll share.
Even vet distributors there. I think more vet distributors, Favorite, Redden.
But one was on your end. Nelson Mandela now they can write. You just go there, wait for a few minutes, and fifth. Yeah. You just wait for a few minutes.
That young guy.
Yeah, then they write permanently.
Mandela
and fifth.
Okay. I'll put it on the group. If you're on the group.
Okay. Yeah. You'll be facing the hotel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any questions. For us, this one we keep them closer because then sometimes you want to come see them, especially sometimes you might get them in 3 weeks. So now you're going to need people you trust to take care of them. We have actually lost one. I think we've just lost one after a long time. But you tell each other the truth. We lost one. Was it the day before yesterday? Or yesterday morning?
But we on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes. Yeah, we lost one. And we are suspecting
from that lodge.
We are suspecting pneumonia because of Chando. So those are some of the things you go through. Because these ones you got them in winter. So someone you can be strategic to say, I don't buy mine in winter, I want them when it's a bit warm. So those are some of the things that we also get to learn through the cycle.
Okay. For castrating, we have this. So we do them when they are young. We use this both for goats and cattle. When you are there, I'll get the rubber and show you how it is. With the rubber, for castrating with this one, you'll just put it in and you forget about it. Once in a while, we just check whether there is any infection or anything. But most of them, they come out clean. And remember, when you push it up, hold your things down, pull the rubber down, lock them down, so that if you take it up more, it will cause problems.
Yeah.
But
we have since slowed down on the castrating, because that way now, sometimes you're lucky, you might find someone wants a good bull and you can charge them 2,000.
Yeah.
Is it better than a baptizo?
For us, this is better for me because I'm doing everything.
Shingo is very young.
So we could, by now we should have done on this.
The new ones.
So we use this for both goats. For our sheep, the female sheep, we also use this for removing the tail, and it comes off clean. The tail on the sheep comes off clean, and on the castrating it comes off clean as well.
Yes.
Did you say castrating accelerates or decelerates growth?
Decelerates. Yeah. Even if you want to introduce them to pen fattening, at first that's what we're doing. We thought it would, but then we were told don't. So we don't. Yes, that's the belief. That's what we thought, until we moved around when we were told no, don't. Even at the auction, if we take the same steer and bull, we make more money. I'll show you on the paper. We make more money with a steer compared to a bull. Yeah, we make more money. For someone who wants to do meat, they would rather take a steer than a bull. Yeah, you make more money. You know, even if you go on CC sales, you see there are different prices for a steer and a bull. Have you ever gone on their Facebook to see after an auction? You tend to see steers pay more compared to I mean, bulls pay more compared to steers. Sorry. All right.
From you, do I have to place an order?
No. For you, we also buy them from farm. Forget it. Addington farm, right next to. It's part of Calves. So it's walking. They don't operate on Sunday only. So Monday to Saturday, but sometimes they don't have. So we share contact. You always ask. Weeks mangani. Then it depends with your risk factor and your pocket. Do you want to take it 4 weeks? Or you'd rather take it 8 weeks because you know you win them off in 4 weeks at 12 weeks. So it depends. But sometimes you can't be choosy. They can just tell you, look, my friend, we only have for 4 weeks. But because we've got a relationship with them, sometimes we just drag so that they feed them there. Because remember, for them, they don't feed them with what we use, milk replacer. They've got already have dairy cows. So they just take that milk and they give them. So for them, it's cheap. Yeah. So sometimes you delay collecting, you can pay them. I'm looking for the logistics.
So how many days can you delay?
No, that I can't say.
If you go to Calves, they will say it's $35 if it's day old. But it's very risky.
Okay. Yeah, it's very risky.
To get one which is day old. Because what happens is, it's born today, they feed it on the mother, and then the following day, he's supposed to take it, and you haven't seen it trained on milking. So let them show it how to drink milk
from the
like my. There's no more milk. We have the grass and a bit of feed, and our feed. We are trying to move them slowly from the feed that they get here. There we mix masese and the feed just for a few days, and then we take them out. I would have taken them out here. Normally they graze here. But what happens is if you take them out, they might start running all over.
They get excited.
So we are avoiding them running all over. Maybe when you're about to leave, we'll just take them out. Then they make their racing around for a short while.
So at this stage, you still move it around?
Yes.
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 Once a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so
Sometimes
during the day, it's here.
Yeah.
Then the night is the next
Then this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you considered like the profitability of selling them as winners, other than just to make them go to people?
Like to sell them at this stage.
At this stage.
Yeah, we've got. You see, you can, but the money is small. Like I told you, sometimes if I buy it for 50, let's just say we buy it for what? Let's say $70. I feed it. Maybe my costs will be, if I get it at 8 weeks, let's say my cost will be 120 for buying and the feed. Then I sell it for 200. The profit won't make much of a difference. You understand? Rather, I keep it, it grows. Because it's a weight game. If I sell at this point, the profit is very small.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So maybe if you sell this 10, maximum profit maybe you can make is $500. Of which with the one, but of which if you do it well, it can be just one beast in 14, 15 months. You understand?
You see, I understood this game from, if you want to buy the dairy heifers, wherever you go, they'll not sell you the babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll only sell you when it's pregnant. When it's 3 months pregnant, then it's 1.8.
1.8 US dollars.
It's between 1.5 and 1.8. The last time I inquired, I wanted the bulling ones. Not the bulling ones. These are the one getting on to eat. They say it's 800, 900. So you'll find that they are saying they can only make enough money they want when it's bigger. So if I have to sell these small, you're trying to say, Mr. Mfunde, you see, it's a baby. How much?
How much? So at most we tried to do it, but it was $200. Then we said our cost maybe about 120. You're like $80. Rather we just keep, because like I said, we work. So sometimes we don't have demand for the money. So this game, it depends what your demand is. Like I said, we win them off at 11 to 12 weeks. So that means when you buy them, let's say you buy them at 8 weeks, that means they're going to need milk for 4 weeks. Can you understand? If you buy them at 6 weeks, it means they're going to need milk for 6 weeks. So this is the milk. We buy this for $93. 91 to 93. Just depends. But for safe, let's just say 93. Saka, he's the man who feeds them. Saka, ajango kutsana nguroti anoita sei.
Apandopima 2 kg mukaka. Ndoisa pote ndakaipima 10 liters. Then ndotora 10 liters yepote inopisa ne 10 liters inotonhora. Ndodzimixa ndogeji. Ona kuti geji yangu iri sei pakuti muradzi di mukaka wakatonhora. Ndikaona geji yangu iri right. Ndopa ndochisa half. Shoma. Ndikadai so.
All right. Saka, whilst we are here, even mkaka unobuda muna mai unongochidziya unongo usingatonhora nditi. So what saka tinodzipa warm milk. Tinoteka nonzi milk replacer. Pana waivhunza kuti munoipa mkaka wakaita sei? Ndo milk replacer yacho. Anditika. So anoisa 10 liters warm water, 10 liters warm water, 10 liters anditika. Toidzisa sei? Simple. Kagas tenkeda anditika. Oisa 2 kgs. 2 kgs of milk replacer. Saka 2 kgs of milk replacer, 10 liters of warm water, 10 liters of hot water, and 10 liters of cold water. To feed how many? 20 liters. To feed 10. Each is about to get 2 liters. Just by doing writing. Tiataka print.
So, this 20 liters, 20 kg, guys, each murino panange chitora 2 liters. And in 1 liter, inotora 125 grams. 125, 125, 125, 250. But they are exact measurements.
Yeah, from this, from.
In fact, I know to grind. Ndikushanda na wakomana I end up measuring mastandard kwangu kuti ukaisa chikafu chinoitira zvakati ukaita chikafu chinoitira zvakati but nhasi muripo tokatora scale toita sei to measure I have to eat but unoziva kuti totogara tatomezha kuti mukaka wedu unenge wakadarizve bread inenge yakadarizve ukabhoirisa mvura ukasanganisa soisi pamaliters akati zvinotipambira but we also tambo takachaita thermometer but unozokuramba tichisanganisa zvakawanda ndopedzisira ndakwati hatiene zvigunu
yeah but what
iye oita chigunu ndo yandoita tozotora thermometer totiti right
so what you need are 3 things. Like we said, you need to give them 2 kgs. You're going to need a small scale. So just like a blow up. We use this one. Carry symbol. Some plastic bag. Then you weigh. But for us, we are using 2 kgs because we've got 10 cows. But if you look at this one, it gives you the instructions. It says you should give them at a temperature of 40 to 42 degrees. Repose. At the back of this. And it even tells you mix 1 kg with how many liters of warm water. So the instructions are there. It's just a matter of following. So what you need is a thermometer. If you are still learning, because you know the pound do not piece. And you are also going to need a cheaper $5. Plastic on 2 kg. But some will start with 3. So if you are starting with 3, you don't need to. You are going to need way less. You are going to need less than a kg. Saka ndo patinozipira mkaka. You can come see, or if you want to the 2 liters. Izo ndo dzatotomwa dzinotopedza mamanje. Raymond, ndakutomwa ipa dzatopiwa. Twice nemazorlo a day, yes, for 10.
And for how many months?
Dzinorumurwa 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Saka ukaita lako ukadzona 8 weeks kana 10 weeks unozoti ngori ne 2 weeks yet. Saka cost yako haina kunyanya. Mari? Dzimwe dzacho yango demonstrations dzambopiwa. Saka ichi you can unogona kuti isu tine zvakawanda chimwe togona kutoisa uko kuti samanikidzane. And ichi unokwanisa kutenga from 1 5 10. You understand? Chinonzi milk bar. Red Den. It's everything we buy from Red Den, from the milk. The conducts, yes. So this we buy from Red Den. For this one, you're looking at 110. For fortunate 10 teats. So if you're starting with 1 cow, you can they start from 1 teat. They've got 3, they've got 5, they've got 8, they've got 10. So it depends how many cows you are out now. You understand where I'm coming from. But if you are someone who can just buy the big one so that you don't have to, you don't have to buy another one again. Yeah. I think this one is a 10. It's a 10. Saka tinozongodzipa edu isoda kuti kurumidza kukura saka tinodzipa on the rapid grower. It's a feed. Yeah, it's a feed. It's a feed we buy. Chakupa macost that you buy it at $13 for 50 kg. Inonodzipa dzanyaya because unongozipa mukaka chete saka dzinongoita but itoda kuti dzikurumidze nenyaya yotoida isu ndo zvatinotoita manje because dzinokurumidza kupika chero wai chero mbudzi tinotodzipa futi rapid grow. Papa pisejiyo iyi dzinorowa wakutopera mamanje. Dzinonza kusadaka dzimwe dzinokurumidza dzimwe dzinogona kukurumidza nekufizuka ndotakachianoona uswa dzimwe toisa futi uswa imomo dzekuti dzinosupplementa tosakasa uswa nemolasses so that during the day topa rapid grower uswa wakati nawo tongoisa molasses for taste dzinongoswera zvirimo izvozvo. Like I told you, dzinoya dzakasiyana. Unoona kuti unotenga imwe ne 10 weeks, imwe ne 8 weeks. Saka pamwe yakatoti 11 yakangouya dzakadai dzese, but yatopfura yatosvika winning stage. Saka haichadi. You understand? You are not going to go there. Uchiona dzakazora same day or same week. You understand where I'm coming from? You have to have that in mind.
But I think advantage manje.
Eh.
Kuti kadzipanika kana zvinhu.
Aiwa, isusu manje tine zvimwe. Izvo zvirapa izvo. Saka kana uchida unonga wangozoti togonesa chimwe kuside. Tine zvimwe. Ene iye mukomana anogona kubvisa dzimwe opa idzo diki dzacho. Hazvo hadzo kusiyana. Murona kuti idzo dzakangosiyana idzi mbijana. But dzinomwa. They are very dzinonzwisana.
But we have to stop putting any more. Balancing
is a problem. There's une chakadai kudavisa 20. Then you then.
No, I'm like balancing it all.
It's okay.
So that if you put another one here and measure, unotonora. This call ukakwa kana wati the right temperature. Manyoka.
Kada bana dako yazobata mkaka wacho ini. Feel free. Just feel free. 40 to 42. Udzia. Ndizoziwa ngibarika mdongo dai. Aurayo. Ani ndo atinongomwerera dzinoyama. Ndati kuma dairy farm ka wane mombe dze dairy. Awatombodzipe uyu. Wanongoyama kumombe dzawo ngotongodzipa direct. Boss on average about 35 to 40 liters a day. Unongo kapinda ndozo wanoita manje izvo.
Remember,
40 to 42. What did you say? What do you think? What? Yeah.
It can be tremendous. So 42.
Yeah.
So we
but it's rumor. Ukatoa to piece of rubber dzitomwe dzinotongo unopula back. But the problem manje rochitonda dzinomwa. Saka you rather have a risk kuti uri kudziya dzombomira kuti upore. But kuti udzipa wakatonhora. You understand where I'm coming from?
Ano filter. So it's no total replacer. But I don't want to do any can not replacer. You go cut up from this end. You go to over. When you fit it in, it locks properly. It doesn't leak.
For what? It's actually not cover because do not opedza. Each not 2 liters yopedza. Awufani kusiya mkaka square imwe. Uchatopera wese saka there's no need to cover because our square room. Do you understand? No, during the day we don't give them. We only give them in the morning. They finish. During the day, to supplement ne usko une molasses, ne rapid grower. But ichija ifana because mwana mwa uchidziya saka unotonhora uchatoite. Do not mazi ipedza. 2 liters in the morning. Njakupa breakdown yacho nepa paper. 2 liters in the morning, 2 liters. But kana dzakuda unodzwina dzakuda dzikiramba ungedzi tino reduce. Saka mona idzi adzichatodidzi. Adziadi. Zega dzinongoramba. But that's good manje. But hausina cost. Dzakungofura. You're making your money. Masesa adure it's $15. Tinodzipa masesa $15 a ton. Wamawana. But this manje tine conduct manje. Irisa titi apera manje. Totenga kana kuti tikitone mamwe topa kana lead time ye 5 to 7 days. And manje isatene track redu. Pano ma connection with transport. Ndo watinopa mari because I want to put on my day wakadai munodzimeta medzacho. Wato dzatopedza. Zvinoita mana maika.
But what you are going to do is now it's at moment. But I also can
You just do the Correct. But you know, it's 250 to 270 kgs. It's not about months, it's about weight. You look at him, man, it's about rapid grow about 270. No age yacho ndo zadzino. Saka ndongoita mwana mcheche. It's normal. Dzinotangaita solid later on dzakudya chikafu chaicho chine
ndosaka handi mapabata ndosaka chinofana chichimuva because of such instances. Exactly. Saka imagine chakaita 1 week chiri panapa dzichidai so you are in trouble. You're in trouble.
Disease wise kana dzakadai.
Kuda sei?
Kana dziri pa level iyi muridzi. Munodzirapa nei? Mune anything here chamunodzipa ma injectables or anything?
My vaccine, like you said, 4 months. At 4 months, I said that, like I told you that.
So for now, adzina any.
Kana ichirwara ndo patinongo. But otherwise.
And the kashoma, we give pen strip and dopamine vitamin.
Kana ichirwara. But besides that, kana dzazosvika kuma 4 months iko kutozochipa ma 3 in 1 anga achitaurwa aya. Because like I said, these ones we keep the name. Don't forget, week from day 0 to week 12. And it nobody no mira mkaka.
Now what you don't think? The problem it's either you have to sit down with them and ask them. In Baba Wapa. Incoming artificial insemination. Where is the next option? So when you go into business, keep yourself alert on what's happening. What's happening. And remember, also, there is no online business. You're a butcher. Don't take a sanyam. You don't have to have a butcher.
Let's do that. As on my broiler, they don't have butcheries. Yeah. I think we need to implement the same for beef. Yeah. 5 kgs. Then you kill the middleman. You're going to you know, understand where I'm coming. And people who know, if you are keeping them, they know. I'm facing you. I know it's good beef. People, then you've got repeat customers. You know.
Do you give us? No one with your abattoir, then you have to have somebody who knows the cuts. Unless you are just doing all the chain or something. But there are some people who are so particular. So you can go for that market only.
So this is what we use to trap flies. It's important.
But
that's why we use this. Because if I'm told leave today, I can leave today. By day end. Because this thing we just dismantle. When you buy it, it's not like that. It's dismantled when you buy it. Then you put it together when you get here. You understand?
Don't buy diamond fence. Buy EO field fence. Okay. 100 meters of field fence is cheaper. You know, with field fence, you don't need thin wire at the bottom and the center like you do on the diamond fence. This one, if you buy it, you set up, it's 100, the roll is 100 meters. So your plan is you do the normal dangare boots, and then you have your fence right round. Then what? In the morning they will come out
and they get the sun. Then they go back inside.
Yes. Or you just put a shed, but you make sure that it's because it's 100 meters. Then you can have 30 meters that side, 30 and the open. But the cheapest fence is not it's this the field fence. Pomona is selling the 1.2 meter at 60. The last time I was there, 60 something.
Dollars.
Then the 1.5 it was 80 something. The 1.8 was $100 thereabout.
For 100 meters, by 1.2 means the length going up. So the length going up.
Why I'm saying 1.5, 1.2, these are the heights.
But it will be 100 meters for those who don't understand. Yeah, for those who.
I was saying to Kambarami there. Kambarami, as long as you have got clean water close by, you don't even need grazing. As long as you have good transport to get your hay bales, you get the feed and everything. You can take them there and do it.
You don't, yeah, you're done, yeah. So, but the only thing for us is hygiene. So you need to manage. Why we move them is because of hygiene. Like someone asked, they've got running poo because of the milk. They don't get on our church. So you need to, on hygiene, that's where my worry will be on. So you just have to figure out how we are going to make sure. But what I've seen from America, they put slabs. So they just use a hose pipe with pressure. Then they clean. So you can do that. Yeah. Because if you want to put dry grass, it might become a cost for you where you change every day bedding. It might become expensive. So that's the initial cost of buying. Isu we make it, we've got the contact of someone from Red Dead. Anoshanda ikoga anozigadzira. Anotogadzira at $800. But anoenda ubasa. Saka when it's free. Saka for us he makes on weekends. It takes him at least 2 weekends to finish this. And but so you just have to figure out, it just depends. Then you buy this separately. I think they're looking at about, for a 10, you're looking at about 130 for a 10 milk bar. This one you have to buy, you can't make this. And also, with time, this is, you know, vice. So you can, you know, muka. So I want to take this as my replacement.
So when it's gone, you just cut there, and this one comes off.
Boys. So
when you're putting it in, you have to pull it so that it locks.
It locks.
At some point it locks. Then you don't have any milk coming off.
Yeah. So, but the main thing, you don't have to replace it. So once in a while, as you introduce more new cows, you're going to need those to replace. But they are cheap, those rubbers. You buy them from the same supply. You understand? Any question? No question. All right. So we don't like buying from a lot of. We just buy. We've only have 2 places where we buy our stuff. For all these, we buy from the milk. Sometimes we change here and there, but sometimes the equipment to start with, we buy from Red Den, except for the water troughs and for feeding troughs. Like we say, we buy a drum, the plastic drum, for $25. But I heard someone say they know where you can buy it for $15. So it's $25 for the drum. We cut it in half. The other one is for water. You see the one at the here? The other 2 are for the other one. You put grass. Hey, this one. Go take my hay bales. Sometimes they're cheap, but now because of the drought, they're even more. Now you can be lucky to get for 3. I think now you're looking at about $4 or $5 for this. But this will last you a while. And I'm not saying a while, but I'm saying I used to get every day for $4. No, for those who might worry. You understand where I'm coming from? It's more for roughage. So those also say molasses. Molasses no e. I'm not gonna choose you. Molasses. You've heard of it, huh? So that's good.
Molasses. We are buying. Never mind. When I say I normally I fall for those things and ask them to do it. Molasses, if you go to sugar refiner, working top.
Country choice go.
It's 22 cents a kg. A kg is almost a liter. So your drum, 200 times 22, it comes to about $44 a drum.
A drum like this.
You know, that tin there is going for $15, $18. The blue one on the top there. If you're going to be into all these shops, that thing goes for $15. But again, that drum I've got here. So the first guys who got here, I showed them that drum there. It will be 200 liters. You can't lift it.
Yeah, and it will last.
So what do? We just go with our drums loaded, get there, pegged, and then back you come and you keep it. Like now, if you have it in mind, even if you're not going to do this, if you've got another plan doing it, just go there. It's cheaper to go to, although if you don't have a truck, then these guys will charge you again the truck and everything. So it's more of trying to see how to get around it.
Yeah, and with this drought also, this doesn't just apply to these cows, even to your normal head, if you don't have pastures. Like some of you don't have, and some of you can't afford to keep buying food. So you can just mix hay bales we mix with molasses. So in the morning they have the milk. It's just that today we gave them a bit late because we wanted to do a demonstration. But we give them early, 7, 8, we give them milk, 2 liters each. So that means if you're going to have 5, you're going to need 10 liters. Is that correct? Then during the day, we give them, you see there are 2 troughs there at the end. Do you see them? The other one is grass. This is hay bales. Mixed with a bit of molasses. The other one, we put what we call rapid grower. Rapid grower. It's a mixture. You buy the food. It's a mixture of different things that they make, a formula that they make for as a what that we give them as well during the day. Saka, what we
just the first few days, if you get them a month less old, they've got what they say
starter. Yeah.
Starter grower. So it's more like this broiler thing, because you need them to quickly come up. So whatever we do, we make sure that the first 3 months we do the proper standard things, so that they come out of this setup.
Yeah.
Really, if you look at those, that's our standard. Those that are there, that's what we've done, and we've weaned them ourselves, and I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah. So what he's trying to say is, before you start, make sure you've got, just like broilers, make sure you've got the milk replacer. The milk replacer is the milk we warm up. You don't want a situation where you say, I don't have. Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm coming from? So sometimes don't be over ambitious to say, let me start with 10. You understand? Because every 3 days they're going to call you saying the milk replacer is done. Imagine starting with 10 and they are 6 weeks old, and you need another 6 weeks till you win them off. You understand where I'm coming from? So you need to do the maths. It's 2 liters a day in the morning, 2 liters sunset.
You know, my dream is to have my own day, 2-3 dairy cows one day, and get my own milk.
Then you don't have to buy a replacer.
I just milk my 2 cows. My own
milk. The same milk.
And they're good. That's my dream.
Then so.
Your own dream.
Yeah.
But that's my dream.
Yes.
What is the cost for buying
rapid growers?
Rapid grower is 27.
For
the other one is 24.
27 for how many kgs?
50 kgs. And on average per day you can say what? I don't know, it depends. You can say a kg each.
Yeah.
It just depends with
when they are starting,
even less.
We don't worry.
We just put. Yeah, we just make sure there is, but it's not much. Yeah, it's not much. You will see with the consumption. You might see maybe you are putting 5 kgs, it's not enough. By 3 it's finished. You just weigh and you see. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah.
Your person of exactness. The person of exactness. Like I was saying that my guys, there's a time when we put maybe approximate measurements because we are experienced. So when you are starting, try and do the normal standard things that you know, so that you don't lose. But as you go on with experience, you just say, this is enough for me, this is good for me.
But don't compromise on the milk. Like I said, 2 liters, don't compromise on that one. Even when you are learning or trying to make changes. Yes, you say, everything we buy from Red Den. I'll give you the contact. Red Den for the equipment, the milk, the food. Over the other suppliers, like your vet distributors sometimes, but for milk. But for us, we buy it. Vitas or Fife. So it just depends where you are. But first, you need to find out where you are. Is there a supplier? Because in some areas, some rural areas, there might not be movement for milk replacer. You understand? So you need to find out where you are. Are you going to travel to Harare to buy? Or you've got suppliers near you? So you just go in the shop, you say, do you have milk replacer? And it's milk replacer. In a vet distributors. Milk replacer, do you have rapid growth? Then you find out. That's something you need to do before. But for us, we buy here in Harare because we are masses. Ayo, pano zitaka kuoma, you can, there are formulas, unokunata maformulas saka sana crash, but we'll talk about that part nenda iko. But for us, tunotozwa timeline yacho dzakadai so, takutozwa kunopera. Because you don't have to buy kana 10 tons. You can know kuti dzangu pamwe dzinomboita 7 tons nomoni last achiri yakanaka. But pamwe pawanooma, unongosanganisa nechimwe chikafu, adzizooneka, dzakungodya ari dried. Ari ega dzinosema. So usually unogacha kaformula ungweza kana macrash and something ungodzipa dzakadaro. You understand?
Also remember, akanga akuta mold.
Are dangerous.
Akanga akuta mold.
Yes, saka utenga 3 months. Unongona ngozoti every month ndotenga kana for 3 weeks. Uchingodependa nekuti unotambira papi and stuff. But your cost $15 for 1,000 is good enough. But just the transport, this game, the only thing that will kill you is the logistics. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
try that.
You know what? From my personal experience, drying them is the best.
Okay.
Unotenga the shit, that big shit.
Find
my industry, you can get them for about $7. And then you must spread.
All right.
Because I'm doing my cattle in Boko.
All right.
So I wanted to transport them from Harare to Boko. That's what I
Then when you dry them,
most of it are safe when you dry them.
and then when I dry them, do vandama samuma 6 I am a 90 kg. And then fana CAG stretch kumusha. And then do vandatora nemanyo wangu yo.
All right. Chicken litter. Yama broiler.
I have my chicken litter, I have my dried masses, I have my molasses.
Maybe I'll have hidden cost of vaccines you don't have, unless if one gets sick. But if you're taking care of them, you'll be fine. So, buying, there are different people who sell. Most dairy farms, you just have to find out which one and at what price. So if you are from Blawayo, you know someone from Blawayo who days dairy?
I think I can actually
Ask. So what we need to do is, because it won't make sense for you to carry them from here to Blawayo. So in there are dairy farms all over. Mutare, I know for Mutare and Maronde and Harare. We'll find out for Blawayo, but I know a lot of farmers want a Blawayo because they need the best. Ujitangira kunana gweru chikwidza uko. Ndo kunaitwa mombe dzakanaka. Kunana shangano. So I'm sure there are dairy farms. We'll just research for you guys. So for us, we buy here in Harare. No, not in Harare. Just after toll gate, Mashingo. General Mashingo, first toll gate. Andika. Panonzi pa Addington farm. Yakabati pa Calves. Pa Calves. Yeah, right next. That's where we buy. But it's not wise to just go there and say I want to buy. Sometimes they have, sometimes they don't. So sometimes you can call. And it's I'll share. No. Just knowing to know. You walk in, you pay. You don't book. But the only reason you're calling is because you don't want to drive there. You might want 20 and they'll say we've got 3. So it's just a matter of calling to find out what if they have stock and how many weeks. So that you don't waste fuel. So you're going to need that. This one's each. The last batch. Let's use the last price.
the last price was 75.
75, but that's a kura. So it depends. The buying price depends at what week. Because they know if they give you 10 weeks, you're only going to have cost for, and they'll tell you we're keeping it all along. So the charge is different. If you get it at 1 week or 2 weeks, you're looking at $35. You understand where I'm coming from? So buying price, budget, I'll say budget, just put it at $75. Since you are learning, you don't want to buy something that's risky for you. You understand? Yeah, by 8 weeks, 7, 8 weeks, Shanda say it's as accustomed to the environment and to the weather. So let's budget $75 each. Transport, it's your cost. I don't know where you are coming from. But if you are far, it becomes more expensive for you unless if you got your own truck. So try first to find out if there are dairy farms around your area. I've got a parent who bought akatenga maroof. Akatenga last week marondera. I've got someone who bought in Mutare. Want now through these meetings.
Do you know any dairy farmer along
No, I don't know. That's the homework he has to do for you guys. And I think it's
There's this farm close to the president's farm. I think Gweru. There are 2 major. Dende, I think Dende is Kwekwe. Gweru also has got some good dairy farms.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing is to try and have a group, to just approach the farmer and you get more. If you have a group, it becomes easier. And for those who are close by here, if you get in touch with him, I can also make a link just to make sure that how many do you have. They will help each other out.
Yeah. So yes.
In terms of the, does it also need to get clearance and so on?
Yeah, police is nearby to where we buy.
The number one thing you need to have is the police is always there.
It's always there.
The number one thing
From
is where you're going, you have to deal with the vet. Like if you're buying in Harare, that area, if you just get in touch with me, I'll help you get the vet. It's not as hard at times. If you've been in, if you're buying from, if they know you, and you're buying from a farmer, they know.
Because they work with vets already, and already they want them, they know if bought and they want them to go. Because you might say, there's no vet, so I'll come get it 6 months. So obviously they'll also help you, because already you're buying from a farmer, they've got contact with vet.
Get help is at times if they know you and they know the farm, you might not take the policeman to the farm.
They can just write a report
They
from.
just write, they phone the person, get the type colors and everything.
Then they know, do it, yeah. But all I'm saying is the farmers will help you with the contacts. That's what I'm trying to say. Farmer already knows a nearby vet. They already know whenever you're going to buy. What I know that this is going to vet, so what says. Ayo, pano zitaka kuoma, you can, there are formulas, unogona maformula saka sana crash, but we'll talk about that part nenda ikoko. But for us, tunotozwa timeline yacho dzakadai so, takutozota akunopera. Because you don't have to buy kana 10 tons. You can know kuti dzangu pamwe dzinomboita 7 tons nomoni last achiri yakanaka. But pamwe pawanooma unongosanganisa nechimwe chikafu adzizooneka dzakungodya ari dried. Ari ega dzinosema. So usually unongogacha formula ungoisa kana crash and something ungodzipa dzakadaro. You understand?
Also remember, akanga akuta mold.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Akanga akuta mold.
Yes, utenga 3 months. Unongonongoza kuti every month ndotengawo kana for 3 weeks. Uchingodependa nekuti unotambira papi and stuff. Yeah. But your cost $15 for 1,000 is good enough. But just the transport, this game, the only thing that will kill is the logistics. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah.
We have to try that.
You know what? From my personal experience, drying them is the best.
Okay.
Unotenga the shit, that big shit.
And
of my industry, you can get them for about $7. And then you must spread.
All right.
Because I'm doing my cattle in Boko.
All right.
So I wanted to transport them from Harare to Boko. That's what I wanted.
Then when you dry them,
most of it are safe when you dry them.
And then when I dry them, I am a 90 kg. And then Fanasi AG straight kumusha. And then Datora Nemanyo Angoyo.
All right. Chicken litter. Yama broiler.
I have my chicken litter, I have my dried masses, I have my molasses.
They're trying to say. So I'm sure wherever you buy, always make it a point, guys, are you going to assist me with the vet? Unogona notrani mota yako, yes. Kunza unomona pena unomtora or isa few motorbike rake, but they will help you with the conduct of the nearby vet and police. Also make it a top priority when you are buying. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. I see it's just clean.
Yes.
Do you do sanitization and what fluid do you use for sanitizing them?
No, we do not. We just wash them. Yeah, we do not.
yeah, washing.
Warm water.
Hot water.
Hot water.
Like the milk bar.
We use hot water.
We have to put hot water. But remember, you're not there every time. Each time I visit, each time I'm here, we follow the due process. So don't say, I've given my guys instruction, they'll do it. If you don't stay at the farm every day, once in a while, come in and follow the process.
Do it together from point to A to the last process. You understand?
It's best to use hot water.
Yeah.
If you then use one delight, will they clean it to remove the delight? Yet if it's hot water,
it's hot water. So we just use hot water from the little gas tank we showed you. We just use hot water for that.
Even Kufam, I'm using a gas tank similar to that one. You know why? If they have to find, let's say they have to struggle to find wuni. So make sure that you've got your pots, your equipment for that process. Have it. Mugoti yangu, ndinekaka kastika twese I have it to make sure that it's properly done. The milk has to be properly mixed. They mustn't have the milk with powder inside there. It has to be quick. So, my best story and my experience, farmers, even if you don't stay there, when you are there, follow the due process, work with them nicely, and check. And if you are away, phone, have you done this? How is this one? How is this one? Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it's also good when you get them to be there for a few days, so that because you are here, they are not, so that at least you can go through it with them for 3, 4, 5 days, if you are not there. Okay.
And when your vaccination, the injection, have a relationship with your vet. Ask him to come. Then he does it, and your guys follow. If you have done it with the vet before, somebody was saying, oh, there is this one under the flesh. You see, why do we do it? Why do it under the skin when you are getting closer to the neck? And why do we do it on the flesh when you are going at the back? All those things. The vet will show your guys how to do the proper injection. Otherwise, he pushes and he tears
The vein or
the
something.
veins or he tears. So you have a relationship. Like I'm saying, you have a relationship with your vet. If you are here and you use the motorcycle, leave at $10 for fuel and
Yeah.
so that if you are not there, he cycles there, he checks. That's the only way your things will work.
Yeah.
If it's remember, it's you who loses. Imagine you are moving with $500 in your $100 in your pocket and it drops. Even this small one, if it drops, I'm done. So it's better my vet comes in once in a while. He looks at things. He has a drink. He has a what? He loves me. Sorry, don't do it.
Okay, so initially, so we have talked about buying, right? Then logistics, it depends where you're coming from. They can say they can give you logistics, but it's expensive. They've got their own trucks, but it becomes expensive. So you need to plan your own logistics. I think they charge $3 a kilometer, I think. Yeah, if I remember somewhere there, but it's expensive if you've got another option. That might become your major cost. You understand where I'm coming from?
So I use my own truck, and then I buy a few girls from there. I know someone will say, kumusha kune uswa chango cheka. I will start, normally I start with the 8 girls from there, the proper one. And then when I get to here, there are some areas where I find good grass. We cut, we try, we experiment. Each time we experiment.
Okay, so you buy, right? Now we move on to the next. You bring them. Where are you going to keep them? That's the importance of the mass. Mobile, the M means for mobile, what? So,
Mobile animal. Yes.
Red system. That's what you need. Like we said, we move it. It's on that position all day. Sunset, we move it to another point. So you have to buy that, or you find someone to make it for you. But for us, we buy. The last one we bought, that one. Sometimes they might say there are discounts. For us, we benefit because we've got accounts. So we pay on terms. But for you, because you are starting, you might not get that. So if you are going to get everything, including the milk bar, you're looking at about 1. I shared in the group. But you're looking at about 1.8 for everything. $1,800 for a house that you can put 12 in. 1.8, including the equipment for the milk bar. The milk bar, this is what we call the milk bar. So you buy it from there. It starts from one. This is what, 10, huh? This is 6. Yeah, there's also 8, there's also 10. So it depends how many you want to start with. There's also for 1. You understand? And you can buy this separately. You are not forced to buy them because you're buying that. They sell them separately. A separate cost for this. So you're going to need this. You're going to need the housing for them to stay. The housing is very important because they are young. Look at the weather. It might rain. It might be cold. It might be windy. So that protects them. I don't want to take a photo on my side. It's covered on the sides and on the top. So they will need, that's important. Masses. Aiwa, pano zvinaka kuoma, you can, there are formulas, unogona kuita maformulas akasana macrash, but we'll talk about that part nenda ikoko. But for us, tinotozwa timeline yacho kuti dzakadai so, takutozwa kuti akunopera. Because you don't have to buy kana 10 tons. You can know kuti dzangu pamwe dzinomboita 7 tons nomoni last achiri yakanaka. But pamwe pawanooma, unongosanganisa nechimwe chikafu, hadzizooneka, dzakungodya ari dried. Ari ega dzinosema. So usually unongogacha formula ungoisa kana macrash and something, ungodzipa dzakadaro. You understand?
Also remember, akanga akuta mold.
Are dangerous. Yeah. Yes, so utenga 3 months. Unongona ngozoti every month ndotenga kana for 3 weeks. Uchingodependa nekuti unotambira papi and stuff. Yeah. But your cost $15 for 1,000 is good enough. But just the transport, this game, the only thing that will kill is the logistics. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
to try that.
You know what? From my personal experience, drying them is the best.
Okay.
Unotenga the shit, that big shit.
Eh.
And my industry, you can get them for about $7.
Eh.
And then you almost spread.
All right.
Because I'm doing my catering book.
All right.
So I wanted to transport them from Harare to Boko. That's what I wanted.
Then when you dry them,
Most of it are safe when you dry them.
And then when I dry them, do vandama samuma 6, I am a 90 kg. And then fana CAG stretch kumsha. And then do vandatora nemanyo ango yo.
All right. Chicken litter. Yama broiler.
I have my chicken litter, I have my dried masses, I have my molasses.
And then we also have anthrax. This you might not see signs and symptoms of, because normally farmers, they come to me and say, my cow is dead, or 3 cows are dead, and I'm only seeing blood that's not clotting. But if you identify it early, you can see excitement in the animal, and then quickly it then becomes stuporous, and then lack of coordination, and then you're vetodona. But I don't want to dwell on these things. So that we see the importance of vaccination. And then we also have botulism. Botulism, it toxin, not produce that bacteria, and then no consider paralysis. And then you see the tongue outside really flaccid. And then the next thing we see is death. Sansika. Questions?
I read one in a lamp. You'll find it doesn't walk the hind legs. It will be like pulling them. It will like be pulling them. And the recommendation I got, pen straight, that she said, then Phenojet for anti-inflammation of glucogen, and mostly we also go with a vitamin. Just when it has been weak and everything, the vaccination, if it's treatment, is that treatment and a vaccine, just to make sure that it moves on.
Yeah. So that's I normally do not want to talk about treatments here, because it's an option. If we give you an option for treatment, then you are lax to vaccinate. But please vaccinate. It's very important. You don't want to go Phenojet, and antibiotics and multivitamin. It will cost you, right? So we start vaccinating at 4 months, and then annually. And annually every other year is you vaccinated. And then we also have another popular disease that's called lumpy skin. Those who have encountered it, you can show by raise of hands. It's actually popular. Yes, it's a popular disease, and there is a prevention for it. And the prevention is again vaccine. Yes. Lumpy skin, I don't think anyone wants to buy an animal in a mapundu. Nyangwe tikati lumpy skin is not contagious, not zoonotic. It means but would you buy an animal in a mapundu, and normally that's how lumpy skin presents. It's got mapundu already raised, those lesions. And then it's not only the skin that is affected, and you see swollen eyelids and zvinhu zvakadaro, feverish, you are going again to get phenol jacked, you are going to get my steroids for all of that, for that treatment, right? So we vaccinate round about the same time as we vaccinate the 3-in-1. You also include your lumpy skin there, and again, reputable distributors, and it, yeah.
Now what causes lumpy skin?
Huh?
What causes lumpy skin?
Yeah, lumpy skin is a virus. So we just it's a virus that we have in our environment. Yeah. So we can skip my vaccines mkaka, and it akatowanda, it's a whole list of vaccinations. We have anaphybriosis, yes?
The question on lamb skin.
Yeah.
I actually have a challenge.
Yeah.
I have a cow that I treated with ivermectin
Mm-hmm.
and the penicillin.
Mm-hmm.
The lamb skin is not going.
Yeah, that is true. So skin diseases in general, in any species, they take time to heal. Skin diseases are and then after 2 weeks to a great improvement. No, you might see improvement, but it takes several months to see improvement. Do you understand? Are you seeing? You continue. Mkaono makamboda is someone. Do you call someone? You can pause. Do you call someone?
When they start, it physically appears when the rain starts, and all the diseases that she's talking about, they are anthrax and everything. They are soil based. So energy right to the ground. That's when they pick much of it.
And also, when she says 4 months, she means not if she's not trying to say if you buy a cow today, do it after 4 months. Immediately do it. By 4 months, she means these ones which are you buy from birth when they are 4 months old.
Yes.
That's the 4 months she's talking about.
Oh yeah.
But as soon as you buy, vaccinate them. Then wait for 12 months to vaccinate them again.
Or normally people. You have a question?
Yeah, the 4 months.
Is tricky.
Trying to understand. What are you saying? You mean if a calf is born today?
Yes.
I
wait for 4 months, then you vaccinate. When it's 4 months old, you vaccinate. Tiri Papa, like you were saying, I was going to talk about this as I attack maybe month by month. But these diseases, like he said, they are found mainly in the summer seasons. So that's when we start to vaccinate. But I can't say ngati mirire kusvika October mumbe ane 4 months nasi kuti vaccinate. And we can't wait kuti watotenga mumbe yako ine 4 months and it needs to be vaccinated. Kana isati vaccinate kwayakabva. And also if you're purchasing an animal, please see the records. Kuti is this animal vaccinated? Because if there are no records, it's not vaccinated. Vaccinated. And so lumpy skin and the 3-in-1, we vaccinate normally if you have a breeding calendar and stuff like that. Normally, the animals give birth around May, June, July, August, September. And May, that's when if you have a breeding calendar, you are breeding them in November and thereabout, or whatever. But normally, if you are following our breeding calendar in Zimbabwe, maybe we give your cows give birth around May, June, July, August, September. Start vaccinating against 3-in-1. Start vaccinating against lumpy skin. Those are our most common diseases. And yes. Sorry.
May you deliberate in passing on some of these vaccines that may affect irrigation? Because among my 8, I may have 2 or so for milk for the family. They may be being affected and then spread the disease.
Yes, that's why I asked. You get, so that I also maybe just run through the mkaka. So the mkaka, I don't normally meet them kakawanda, so I need to just check. So we have brucella. I'm sure you have heard of brucella. Varikuita mkaka. Say, bagambonza brucella. Abortion storms. Okay. Okay, so brucella is another bacteria that we have. Common, very, very common in breeding heads, and it causes abortion storms. And then it's a once-off vaccine that is given to heifers only. So we give them around 18 months, I think. 4 to 8 months, because they're heifers, and then they need to start breeding. So about 8 months we give, but it's a once-off vaccine. And then we also have vibriosis that they vaccinate against. But bulls are also bulls and the heifers, and non-pregnant cows, non-pregnant, non-lactating. So I just I say pregnant and the bulls. Yeah, and then also have 3 days stiff sickness. I think that also is found in beef, but it's self-resolving. Other people say it's self-resolving, or you can treat it. So 3 days stiff sickness. Normally, a cow is not able to move for 3 days. It's stiff. I'm sure some of you have encountered this. So Nongota is sort of paralyzed for about 3 days, and then it resolves. Other people want to give antibiotics, but normally it's self-resolving. You might actually confuse it with things like anambotara, a black leg, but black leg you can see because it's black. But 3 days stiff sickness, it's not eating, it's just lying there and not moving. No other signs, please. It's just not moving. It's just stiff. But normally I in dairies, and we also vaccinate against that. Vaccinate against vibriosis, against brucella, and against 3 days stiff sickness. But this is just for those in the milk industry. You had a question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, looking like at the environment that we are in Zimbabwe, that most people do not keep records. Like when you buy this cattle from them. If I am to vaccinate, when the cow or the heifer had already been vaccinated, will it not cause?
No, it doesn't cause any disease. So it's okay. For double vaccinating is better than maybe I can vaccinate her. So it's okay, just vaccinate. Yeah.
And then in your experience as a vet doctor, when you are talking about abortion in cattle, is there such a thing as a sare in Shona?
Even sare in human beings is a debatable subject. Okay. Sare in cattle, I think it becomes even worse. You get sare in human beings, even if you ask a medical doctor, abortion caused by sare, and they also might not have an answer to that one. So sare also in animals, it becomes even a debatable subject. But I know that there are ways that people treat or try to, but I will not come to you and say this is sare. Yeah, you get. Any other question? Yeah.
I've once heard about this disease. It's called mastitis. I heard that it affects cows.
Yes. So mastitis is inflammation of the udder, and mastitis. So normally, again, in dairy, that's when we find mastitis. Several causes. But mastitis an infection of the udder, and so due to a lot of things, poor hygiene, amusukama mkaka regularly, apana kamuru kacho kekumwa mkaka so amusukama and stuff like that. So mastitis is just inflammation of the udder, but we are not finding them in dairy bulls. We're not finding mastitis in dairy bulls. Hana udder, so we're not finding that there. And I understand we're going to be trading in dairy bulls, right? So mastitis is not a problem of ours. You get what I'm saying? But no mastitis happening. Yeah. Any contributions?
Mastitis, like my Brahman. If yabereka, ningeni mazinyatso mahombe, mamacho tend to crack and everything. And that medication, you just get it and you inoita kuti nyatso dzacho dzipfawe and everything. The last time I experienced it, Red Day, that's what I used.
Right. We also have what we call Rift Valley fever for those who are going to be vaccinated 7 months. But yeah, it's another disease that's quite popular in dairy cattle that you vaccinate at 7 months. Causes abortion, causes delayed calving and stuff like that. Tanzwisana. Yeah. Ipapo, I think tapedza. Right. Any questions?
Yes, I wanted to ask on foot and mouth.
Foot and mouth. Yeah. That's a very... we do vaccinate. Yeah, it's a good thing that you found a government doctor. We normally vaccinate as government fits, as we see fit. Much better. As we see fit. So we have our borders. This is a foot and mouth free zone. This is a foot and mouth zone. And foot and mouth free zones are vaccinate with foot and mouth. And if we see the need to vaccinate foot and mouth in a certain area, we will do so as the government. Foot and mouth vaccine is not accessible to farmers. Even I can just walk at my workplace, say, may I please have a foot and mouth vaccine? I want to go and vaccinate a certain farm. It's a government initiative because it causes economic losses to the head as a whole. So we have borders or boundaries. It was what vaccinate. Kana kuru kufana vaccinate foot and mouth. And should your farm ya foot and mouth, then will be quarantined, vaccinated if need be, and stuff that the government will take care of. And it is so upon moving your animals from one area to the next, a vet will come, inspect your animals, see that they don't have foot and mouth, and as they see fit, you move. They will move the animals. Maybe Boera, and I will have to call Boera to say there are animals coming there. Do you have foot and mouth? Are you accepting animals there? I know it's clear. Right? I say, Harare. Foot and mouth. I don't want to introduce foot and mouth in my area. So, and that way to say, no, I don't want animals from Harare. Even if they are apparently clean, they'll say, and we're not moving those animals. Yeah. So we try to maintain foot and mouth boundaries. So you cannot just move an animal from one place. So that's why you need a permit. That's what we'll be looking at. Mainly foot and mouth. And obviously, and stuff like that. So that's why you need a police clearance as well.
Okay, so can I move cattle within the same province?
Still, you need a permit. Yeah. You can move them, but you still need a permit. Maybe Domboshava, but still you need a permit. Until you move your animals from here, Kushkapa, CC cells, you still need a permit. Yeah. Yeah. But since we are in the same, I'm not calling another vet to say, can we move to that area? Because it's my area. Yeah.
So what's the procedure when moving?
My procedures, most matter. You discuss them. Yeah, mshauzwa. Yeah.
Okay. Moving your cattle from one province to another, like from Harare to Makerere.
Yes, that's what I was saying. You call a police, I think, you call a police officer or Namombe Zenyas now BYRE or whatnot. Then you get your papers, you come to the vet will come and inspect your animals. They see they are clean. And if I see that they are clean, I call Mashingo province. Mashingo province, I have clean animals here. They are going for breeding to your zone. Then the vet in Mashingo says, kuna foot and mouth. Muruku direct move a mombe to this area. And then you say, no. Or you say, yes. And then, okay, so we are moving moving animals to a foot and mouth zone. They need to be vaccinated. The vet says, we are moving animals to a foot and mouth. And then I escalate it, I get the vaccine, vaccinate your animals, then move. But if that area Kunoku Harare in a foot and mouth, and Mashingo is in a foot and mouth, you will not move those animals. Wanokansa uti Harare hatiskuda mombe zozo kuno kwe foot and mouth free zone because kuharare kuri kuzivikanwa kuti kune foot and mouth. But these things also, as you see your burden to carry, I will just tell you, no, you cannot move your animals because there is an outbreak or something, or because area you need quarantined, or you can move your animals. I'll write you a permit. You pay the amount that's needed. It's not much really. Then you move your animals. Yeah. Even from one farm to the next, muri same district, pana an officer nowhere, because you might be carrying vibriosis. So my abortion storm somewhere. It's just for the protection of your cattle. Right? Is that clear?
One thing, just a bit on dosing.
I'm getting to there. I'm getting to that part. So ndakuenda pa dipping. Ndataura. Yes. Ndakuenda kuti. Inonzi. Ya, tiri kusvika ikoko. Right. Ndakuenda ku dipping. Inoshupa zvemashua January disease. It's associated with ticks. Right. So I cannot emphasize this enough. Again, our approach to diseases is what? Prevention. And ataka vaccination. Now we are going to what? To talk about dipping. Dipping, we are targeting ticks. Ticks carry diseases. And the most common diseases that we have in Zimbabwe are January disease, scientifically known as theileriosis. And we've heard of that. So by name, January disease, akusi kushaiwa mari muna December. Muna January. But Japan is noetika muna January. And so it's mostly found in January. So I will talk about dipping. So as we are entering into summer, we start dipping our animals because ticks, they thrive so much in summer. They start to replicate or multiply in the summer seasons. Also wonder in December. Then in January, we get the disease. And Kanaka wonder boys, they carry the disease, right? These ticks. Ticks carry theileria, which is January disease. They carry Ehrlichia, which is heart water. They carry red water as well. My disease, right? So we have January disease, we have Ehrlichia, we have red water. Those are most common diseases, tick-borne diseases that we have in Zimbabwe. And so to control these, I hear that there is a theileria vaccine. I don't want to talk about that. That for now is not our business. It might not be available kwakawanda. So gatimbo siyana erinaro at the moment. But our best prevention for these things is as simple as dipping. And so from around from around September to November, we'll be dipping maybe once every 2 weeks. And matik said anenga stranya so wanda, so maybe once every 2 weeks. Once every 2 weeks, it is strict. I say good when I tamisa this week, tamisa this week, I one per month, you have a problem. And so once every 2 weeks. But as we enter into December, we are now doing it every week. Because my tick said anenga akwanda. Then as we go on, once every week, maybe kushika rainy season area kunonopera, then muta kupinda mu winter tadzokera futi kuchi once every 2 weeks. But depending on whether or not you had these diseases, these challenges. If you had these challenges in December, January, February, March, if you had theileria, if you had red water, if you had hot water, please continue with dipping once a week. You are at a risk. So please continue being vigilant, dipping once a week and not once every 2 weeks. Does that make sense? Yeah. Kana keep these dipping routines. If you are keeping these dipping routines, and okay.
At what age start dipping?
Normally patinozosvika kunana kumasama usuku. ina advice kuti as early as we can, because ticks they do not really respect, but other animals asita kupinda mudhibha handiti. So munokwanisa kushandisa ma-tick grease, munokwanisa kushandisa ma-porn for the young animals, spray race and stuff like that. But maybe kuzopinda mudhibha, maybe tomorrow atisati wakwanisa kupinda mudhibha, right? But ticks do not really respect age, so as soon as you can, please start tick greasing, porn and spraying, right? So because our ticks, they don't look at the age of the animal, right? I was going to say something. Sorry, train of thought here, erratic. But yes.
I wanted to ask with regards to vaccination of animals.
Yes.
Okay, I'm from a health background.
Yes.
I know, for children, we have a vaccination schedule.
Yes.
Like from birth up to 11 years.
Mhm.
Actually, no, at 6 months, at 6 weeks, at 14 weeks, at 10 weeks, it's documented.
Yes.
The caregivers actually have a health card.
Yes.
Which shows them the timeline.
Yeah.
Come for the vaccination. Do you have such
We do have these vaccination schedules. So as I was saying, for that 3-in-1, it's at 4 months and then annually. And we have booster vaccines every year. So at 4 months and then annually. For lumpy skin again, 4 to 6 months, then annually. And for Havana Rift Valley, we also have once-off vaccines, like the one I was saying, brucella, like BCG for you. So we do have. I have a chart. I will share with you where we vaccinate per age, but because of the diseases that we find here in Zimbabwe, we vaccinate against the anthrax, botulism, Clostridium vaccines. That's the 3-in-1, and then we have the lumpy skin, which are most common, and that we vaccinate them at 4 to 6 months and then annually. We don't have 6 weeks, 3 weeks, like that. No, but that's the schedule. I can't share with all the vaccines that we have, but some of them are not popular here, so we don't vaccinate them. I'm sure in other countries as well. In Zimbabwe, we vaccinate our own diseases that we have, and in other countries they don't vaccinate against those diseases as well. So Munomu, we have our most common ones. Those who want to go an extra mile to vaccinate other diseases, they can, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, I think if you have a schedule, it would be easy.
Yeah.
Time.
I will share. So this one I will share like a calendar, and then they can share with you. So this calendar will be showing you what activities to do in what month. So in September, start preparing for flies, because flies are achanga kawanda. Start vaccinating against these 3 and the lumpy skin. Start managing your pastures. If you are keeping dairy, start doing this. Yeah, October we are doing this, so I can share that one with you. Yeah. So now we want to talk, which is thylaria. How many have seen January disease? How many have seen January disease? Yeah, so that I mean in animals. So because it's a tick-borne disease, most tick-borne diseases, they show anemia because my ticks anenga achi mwaropa anditi my ticks anouya kuzomwaropa obvasiyawo zvirwere. They are also trying to survive, and they survive on blood. So they come to the animal, kana awandisa animal inosvika pakuti anemia yamwiwa ropa kusvika isisina chi ropa. So things that you will find first kucha pale, vanhu vane anemia or mhuka dzine anemia dzotanga ta pale, magums, maziso and stuff like that. And kana usina ropa, as you can tell, you become lethargic and waneta, intanga kuneta, intanga kuluza appetite, then intanga to jaundice. So jaundice comes, jaundice could be yellowing of the eyes, of the mucous membrane, you will see that. And then because there's an infestation, ndashanza infestation was matics ari kunze, matics apinde mkati. So infestation noya soto iona pa skin and it. So because there's an infestation, mutanga kuona a fever. Inoshika kareni keep out a thermometer which is like $1 or $2 in your on your premise. Mukaona temperature. Sus temperature atisi muapwa and it. Those who keep animals, where do we put the thermometer? Kundowe. So unokwanisa ngobvisa ndowe shishoma and then lubricate nemvura or something, then waisa. Nokwanisa kusvika 42 degrees. 42 degrees here kunoku iri high. Even kwan iri high. Our normal is around 38.7 thereabout, but kanta usvika 40s, that's a fever. And it is so I want to say. So you also see, because asina muscles akwanda, you start seeing my breathing problems, you start seeing yakufemera pamsoro, and kana usina my red blood cells akawanda, subsequently you will see death. Right. And death normally when ticks attack a head, they don't attack one animal. They attack several animals. And afi one kana musina kudibisa zinofa dzakawanda. That's ndokushata kwema-ticks or tick-borne diseases. Haurai 1 munongomuka 3 dzakafa, and that's brutal. So we do have a vaccination against malaria, but it's not popular. It's actually relatively new, but what we have is dipping, and it's very effective. And then we also have malaria vaccine. I'm not sorry sure because ina ansanda rishandisa. So on this one, my advice is let us not really dwell on the malaria vaccine. Let us dwell on the dipping. Let's dwell on the dipping. So I'm sure he's going to show you there are spray races, several ways of dipping. Ekuno pina mdiba, ekuisa pon, ekuisa pamsana, mazuano hawako, pane tick grease, neshono sakadaro. Shikudibisa, but kudibisa kwa cautious. Those kavaitons vanamudibisa. Like those very, very important. I can't emphasize that enough. And then we have hot water. Hot water also presents more or less the same as treatment. Malaria. Vakamboita malaria. Vanoita malaria. Kazhinji munhu anoita malaria anoita malaria. Was munhu asta kuteerera nenhau yekudhibhisa. If you go there, anokudhibhisa once every 2 weeks. That the people who are experiencing theileriosis on their farms should not be skipping a week. They should be dipping every week. You will keep experiencing it if you skip dipping. And is that clear? And then for Ehrlichia, we also have more or less the same signs as our January disease, but so include ma convulsions. I don't know. There's also circling. And you see that ne Ehrlichia. Apart pamsoro pes you have tamborana, vana fever, kupera colors. You also see circling. You also see salivation. Could be confused with other diseases. But if you are around January, February, be rest assured it's most likely January disease or Ehrlichia. But good things that they have the same treatment with my oxytetracycline zedu. We can also then give atastara my multivit and butachem. But we need the antibiotic. My doses you get them from your vet depending on the weight of the animal. So I can't say munopa 2 meals because iyoyo yakasiyana nebhuru ne-18 months, right? Also, so panozofa elikia. It's important panozofa your animal due to elikia or thylaria. It's important to call a vet or to call someone because you want to know could your animal yafanechi and it.
Animals.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have other people who are lactant.
Yes.
January disease come.
Yeah.
How best can I
Dipping.
prevent it?
Dipping. We still dip our animals. Even if your next property, next property penny was dibisa. So the ticks, they stay on the animal and did it. Our kosorani at water or January disease. You get. I transmit which daro. So aripa property and you ripa next. I'm not gonna row a chest with January disease. As aripa immune musiru. As long as you are consistent in your dipping, the tick will not attach to your animal. As long as you are consistent with your dipping. Does that make sense? So.
I'm not sure if it's making sense. So probably we might have been having the wrong information that it's been January disease.
Yeah.
Because in a village of let's say 20 people.
Okay.
The whole village loses everything.
Okay. So there could be other factors contributing to that. It could be anti-mokushansa DB1. Yes. Kunokwansa kwine tick resistance, which we are working on, or DBC or whoever has kudilute dibreke swakanaka. And it so my ticks anoramba aripo. Saka vanhu vanozogumisira vakustructure zvimaspray rese zvavo pamba pavo handiti tick resistance inouya nemakozi akasiyana siyana, using the same dip over and over again or under diluting the dip and other factors you get. So our communal dip might have challenges with that, and they are not rotating their dip and stuff like that. So we will get ticks actually has to get rid of us cover, but no dibisa. So we have a whole community iriku experience a January disease. So we then vamwanostanga chapon mwanostanga shansa tick grease wakuona kudibha maybe akusi kunyasoshanda or akusi kutouyawo dibha dzimwe nguva. But
isu zvataita like ndiri kuheadruns kwakwine communal dzangu dzaenda kudhibhi musi wemande recommunal, but isusu Thursday taispread and paspraying chachiona chedu cho takaisa chepanapa pane mombe dika chispray chekuti as long takangoita cattle crash but chispray chekuti I lock them ndo spray because dzaifa asi dzangu hapana yakafa because ukamirira dhibhi recommunal zvinonetsa and pamwe vanoramba vachishandisa the same dipping chemical yet isusu tange taichinja handizveri taichinja contratic taichinja there was another 3 dzataita and one trick yataita kana vanhu vachispraya chiri kuuraya mombe chakanyanya matics anoenda pamuswe. Unotarisa mombe yako the whole body it's clean but pamuswe pane zvipekwe and that's where infection is coming through. Saka what we then decided to do is each mombe taiti kana tikadziona dziri clean but we would check on the tail to see kuti haina here and pamwe pacho taisa inonzi chietesa iniso pamusana inonzi isa here, so we don't use it for anywhere else, we just use it on the tail. So tongo ndodira patel as long as the body is clean, but tondira patel because that's where the hiding happens. It's either the tail or pakata. That's where the hiding happens. So kana dai mkaona village renyu rine problem, make sure you dip, you spray your own cattle and emphasize mahamba nemunzewe and it will go okay. Muna December, January dip twice a week, this other end and that other end. You can only beef master uneona pamombe dzese namba inobuda zvikweve beef master oteona kuti tukaona beef master ita zvikweve muno ziva kuti hadzina kudhibhiswa.
Maybe just to add on to what you have said, zvingabatsirawo mamwe mafamazi ari panapa. Kana muchiti pamuswe havasi kureva muswe uyu wakareba kudai. Pane nzvimbo inomerera muswe unotousimudza kudai painoitisa tsvina apo ndo panenge pane zvikwepo
nekupfuna kutero end kwainoperera ikoko pamwe pacho unogona kusimudza chona yakanaka but kupfuna even dzinopinda mudhibhi wakadhibhisa kumusha anoziva kuti dzimwe dzinodhibha dzinosimudza muswe painoti dhibhi ati muswe nenge yakaita sei yakasimudza saka padzinondoti dziri kufura dzarara zvikwekwe zvinogona kusema the rest of the body but they attach to the tail isina that chemical